picture. The Mishnah described how you go ahead and check out Eidim. The Eidim would show up. But I said we're going to go over the Mishnah again. Okay, we'll go over the Mishnah again and we'll see exactly what's going on over here. Ketza Boitkenes Eidim. How do you go ahead and check out Eidim? Zug Sheba Rishain, the first pair that comes, Boitkenes Rishain, they would be the first ones you would check out. Umachnisim es Agadol Shebehen, the elder one, statesman of them, you would go ahead and bring him into a room. For Oimim Loy, they would say to them, Emor Ketza Re'isa es Levana. Say exactly how you saw the Levana. Again, we're speaking about the Levana. This is speaking about the Moilid. The Moilid, the Levana, is considered dead in the time you can't see it. When it's in conjunction with the sun, when the moon is between the sun and the earth, we can't see it because it's covering up the sun. So you can't see it. So that's considered dead. So the Moilid means lush like it's born. So when you begin to see the sliver on it, now there's two slivers. There's a sliver as it dies, when it's waning, and there's a sliver when it's born, when it waxes. That sliver that is born is called the Moilid. Good. That sliver is Moilid. Okay, now if he says before the Chama, now Pashit guys, we're gonna learn now. Pashit B'shat Lefnei Chama means he saw it before the Chama, meaning he saw it as it was waning, which is the old Levana. He saw again, you can't see it when it's blacked out. He saw it when it was waning. Or what we said, you ask him, do you see it before the Chama or l'achar Chama? Meaning, do you see it before the moon or after the moon? Or the sun or before the sun? If you saw it before the sun, then you saw the old moon. If you saw it after the sun, then you saw the Moilid. Okay, Litzfaina or the Droima. Did you see it in the north or did you see it in the south? Many on the Mishnah Chav Gimel on the base. Okay, so now again, we'll see. Now, did you see it in the north or do you see it in the south? Now, that if you see it in the, it's the exact same thing. If you're going to see it in the north, if you're going to see it right in the north, that's the Lefnei Chama. If that's the northern hemisphere is where you're going to see it, northwest. That it's always in the southwest, guys. The Moila would always be in the southwest, east to west, guys. Right? The Moila would always be in the southwest. So if you say you saw Lefnei Chama or Tzfaina, the Gemara is going to have a problem. That's the same thing, guys. Very important. I just told you again. Picture this. Do I have it over here? No, I don't have it. I don't have a really good picture of this. But again, it's not too bad. This part's not too bad. No, this is not it. This is not it. I didn't draw pictures of this because I thought it was self-explanatory, but I see it's not. Again, here's the Havim. Let's do the Mishnah, and then I'm telling you the Gemara too early. So let's continue the Gemara. Kama haya gevaya, how high was it in the sky? Which direction was it inclined to? Kama haya reichav, how wide was it? If you said before the Chama, you didn't say anything. Afterwards, they bring into the second one. So they check him. If the second one and him they coincide, now, so the Edusam Kayemes, so therefore I don't need any Edim anymore. Guys, I'm finished. I don't need any Edim anymore. And all the rest of the peers, we would just ask perfunctory questions. In other words, they shouldn't go out in faribel. They shouldn't get upset. In other words, you're gonna but 80 pair of Edim show up, right? And you check the first one, and it's like I said yesterday, it's like jury duty. Oh, we don't need you anymore. But there you're so happy, right? Yeah. But they make you wait and this and that. So over here, you ask them questions, not because we need them, but just to say, oh, you make them feel important that they'll come again. Okay, so now, Fred the Gemara, guys, Heinel Fnei Chama, Heinel it's fina. Now, guys, if you go to art school, you're not going to know what's fine. Trust me. There's a lot of words over here. It's the verbiage is many. And if you listen to me, I think you'll get it. Guys, watch. The view here. Here's the. The sun is going from. It's going the east to west, right? It's going east to west. Now this is north and south. When you have the moon over here, the sun is over here, and we're on over here. Okay, here's the bottle. The bottle is Earth. This is the moon. This is the sun. At this point in time, it's total black. You can't see anything because the moon is stopping the rays of the sun reaching the bottle, which is Earth. Good. It's stopping. It's not reaching Earth at this point. It's not reaching Earth. As it begins to go ahead and shift, it begins to go right from. Then we begin to see it. So Lifnei Chama would be if I see I see a small moon, but I see a small moon in front of the sun, meaning it's coming from here, guys, right? That's the old moon. It was a full moon when it was over here. By the time it gets to over here, it's waning and waning and getting small. So you have a sliver, but that sliver is not the new moon. That's the old moon. It's dying. It's dying. In other words, it gets the lights are going out. On the other hand, once it begins going over here, it goes past you get to see it, then it's becoming alive. That's when it waxes. Now, when it's over here, it's in the north, it's northwest. When it's over here, it's in southwest. Northwest, southwest. So very faith Gemara. If Lefnei Achama means, guys, if Lefnei Achama means before, then of course it's in the north. And if it means Acher, of course it's in the south. So you asked the same question. You just asked the same question. So you're asking, where did you see it? Did you see Lefnei Achama, La'achar Chama? Did you see it before, in the north or the south? You're asking him the same thing. Of course, in the north it's not going to be good because that's Lefnei. That's in the area it's the old moon, and when it gets to the south, that's the new moon. So I think that's pretty clear. Yes, good. Now, so the Gemara is going to change, and the Gemara is going to say we're not speaking about the before. We're not speaking about the afterwards. We're speaking about which side. How did you see it? Says the Gemara. So. Did you see the concave? That part you can't see. Do you see lefnei achama or la'achar achama? Right? If you say lefnei achama, you didn't see anything, guys. Okay, now you can break out the picture. Look at the picture. Oh no. This is the highest I can get it. Okay, so look at the way the crescent is, right? Meaning on picture Gimel. Look at picture Gimel. Look at picture Gimel, right? So if you look at picture Gimel, I wish I could get it closer. I don't know how to. If I blow it up, you only get this blown up. But take a look. You see the white sliver? Look at the way it is. You're seeing the concave of the moon. The first picture Gimel, guys. That's considered lefnei achama, meaning the face of the sun. You're facing the sun. We never see a crescent like that. We see the picture Dalet, guys. We see the backside. You see the picture? Guys, you able to see? You on your phone, you probably can blow it up. So look, over here, it's going this way. You never see the moon this way, guys. You always see the moon this way. So lefnei achama means if the chama, the bottom, this is the chama, guys. It's shining on the face of the moon, that's a no-no. If it's shining away from the moon, you see it on the back of the moon, then it's something. Okay? That's the first picture. So that's what lefnei acham means. That's what it means.
There's no showing, nothing to see, right?
You have the rays there. You're showing your rays. Imam says so. Imam lefnei achama then loyam klum because he never sees the face. Dam Rabbi Yochanan my dichsiv hamshel v'fachad amoy oise shalom b'mroimav. He makes shalom b'mroimav. Me olam leirasa chama p'kimasa shalavana. The chama never saw the face of the moon. V'lei p'kimasa shal keshes nor the face of the keshes. P'kimasa shalavana the chol shedaita. Famous Rashi, guys. Rashi quotes, guys, the pasuk in the Gemara in Chulin. The moon came with a tiny to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Leichu maites atzmech. Said the moon to the sun, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because I told you the right thing, I have to make myself smaller. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mefayas him. One of the ways Pius is, the sun will never see your face. You won't be embarrassed. Okay. And what about the Gimas Shal Keshes? The Limdu Oivdei Hachama Girei Kameshayda. That the Oivdei Hachama shouldn't think the rainbow goes this way, guys. Watch, look. The rainbow doesn't go this way. The rainbow goes this way, right? We're on Earth. The rainbow is going this way. because if the rainbow would go this way, it would look like it's shooting towards Earth. So the Chama would say, look, so therefore the sun never sees this. The sun never sees this. It only sees this. Okay. Okay, that's it. Guys, you good? Okay. Now, Tanachada, Litzvaina Devar of Kayamim, right? Lidroy Malayama Klum. One place we said, if we see it in the north, then it's a good what? It's a good Levana. It's a good Mailid. Lidroim in the south Layama Klum. Iva Tanya Ibcha. Lidroim Devar of Kayamim, Litzvaina Layama Klum. Like Kasha, can be Mosachama, can be Mosachashaman. Be Mosachama, if it's in the Droima, it's good. Be Mosachashaman, it's the Svain, it's no good. Okay, that's the next picture. Same thing.
Hey.
Yeah. So take a look at Hay. Hay, ches, not hay, ches. So now, if they say you could see you're on the sun is in the north, guys, look, this is west. Ches, it's west, right? So you see you're in northwest and southwest. So this is north. So b'mosachama, if you see it into the sun, the moon is south of the sun, right? Look. The sun is in northwest, guys. Again, it's the directional. Directional is not good. You look at you see on the ches, it said we have the sun in the northwest. This is in the summer. The day is long, and the moon is to the south of the sun. Then Devar of Kayamim. However, if conversely, okay, let's get this. If conversely, in this picture, if it's this is now. You're in the south and it's to the north in the winter time, then it's no good. So depending the seasonal, in the summer is good. North in the summer, north of the sun is good, but in the winter it's no good. Okay, that's okay. Let's go on. Hopefully, I made a little clarity. If not, then you're in good company. Tanarabana. Echad Amar Gevoya. One says it was Gavoya Beis Mardois. Mardois is an ox goad. That's one of the measurements they used to use. V'yachadam and Gimel. It doesn't kayem. So the difference between Beis and Gimel is not discernible. They're saying they're the same edis, right? However, Oimer Gimel, one says Echadam and Gimel. One says 3 Mardois. This measurement. V'yachadam and Hey, and one says 5. Then they do some betela. The discrepancy of 2 is what is enough to go ahead and passel the edis. Aval mitzarf from the edis acher, not passel the edis, just that we want to accept the edis. But we mitzarf them to another edim. Another edim comes along and he sees that we mitzarf them with another edim. Tanrabanan. Reinu b'mayim. We saw it in the water. We saw it reflected in the water. Reinu b'shashas. We saw it reflected off a lantern. Reinu b'ovim. We saw it in the clouds. They made them a love. They can't go ahead and testify. Chetzi b'mayim. I saw chetzi b'mayim. Half I saw regular, half I saw in the Mayim, Chetzi b'ovim, half in the clouds, Chetzi b'ashos, half in the Latin. Ain't made no love. If you tell me they saw the whole thing that way, half the whole, you can't. Chetzi, you need to tell me they could. Allah covered. No, it's not Pashad. He only saw half. He saw the whole, but he saw one whole. Right? Chetzi b'mayim, Chetzi b'rakia. He saw half the reflection in the Mayim, and the other one he saw in the Rakia. Chetzi b'ovin, half in the cloud, the Chetzi b'rakia. So it's not he didn't see half; he saw whole. The first one he saw the whole reflection. Over here he's saying half reflection and half in real. Chetzi b'shoshes, Chetzi b'rakia, eime'idim. You have to see all b'rakia, guys. It has to be all b'rakia. Good. Tanabanim. Ra'inu v'shuv la'inu. We saw it, but we didn't see it. Eime'idim love. You can't testify. Fred the Gemara right away. Once you see it, you have to go ahead and keep your eyes on it. That it doesn't go away. Of course, if you see it, you see it. What do you mean it goes away? It says, come on. We weren't mechavin. We just happened to see it. In other words, we just gazed at the sky. We weren't mechavin. And then v'shavnu l'reisa. Then we said, 1 second, let's see it again. Vidatenu with kavana v'lereinu, and it's gone. Then ein me'idin love. Then you can't do it. My timer. I'll say kuvisa de'iva ba'almu dechazi. They saw some type of celestial body, a sliver of something, and therefore they mistakenly thought it's the moon. If they machavin, they know it's the moon. But if it's like Stamazah, you look for a second, you see a UFO, right? So you see all these people see something for a second, then okay. Says the Mishnah. Rosh Bezdin Oimed, the head of the Bezdin would say, Mekudish. He would say Mekudish. They accept the Eidim, and the Rosh Bezdin would say Mekudish. The Chala Om Oidim Achrov, and all the people would say afterwards, Mekudish, Mekudish. They would double up, Mekudish, Mekudish. Bein Shanira Bismanoi, whether it's seen right in its right time, which is on the 30th day. There's a chaser, and you're 30th day. Bein Shanira Bismanoi, whether you didn't see it Bismanoi. Mikachnai say they were Makadosh it. Rabbi Elazar said the guy I'm loy near Bismanoi ain't Mikachnai say Shekvar Kichu Shmaya. If you didn't see it on the 30th, it's unnecessary to say on day 31 Mekudish, because Memela it's Mekudish. Memela
they heard all the witnesses. This is after they heard it, even though the first one was
no. This is it. Once they had kosher witnesses, then Rosh Bezdin went on Mekudish.
Now they kind of like a cursory listening to other 60 keep them.
We're finished with that. We're finished with that.
After they heard all of that.
Yeah, this is once they accepted the testimony. Once they
they listened to testimony that was meaningless, because they already had the correct testimony from the first cop, let's say, that came in, and then they heard 59 others.
It's speaking Rosh Hesh. It's speaking after. If they say Mekudish, means they accepted a group of Eidim. That's all. They accepted a group of Eidim. That's all. They accepted a group of Eidim. Once they accepted a group of Eidim, everything is okay. Okay. Now we have a shita over here of Rabbi Elazar Tzaddik. We have two shitas. One for the Tanakhama says you have to say Mekudish, both 30 and 31. Rabbi Elazar Tzaddik only 30, not 31. Rosh Bezdin, how do you know it has to be the Rosh Bezdin? Immediately, Amar Rav Chia bar Gamda, Amar Rav Yosef ben Shol, Amar Rabbi, Amar Kra, Vayidab ben Moshe Moed Hashem. Mikan she Rosh Bezdin, Oimer Mekudish. Moshe obviously was the Rosh Bezdin, and Moshe says what Mekudish, and that's it. The Chola Oinim Achra Mekudish, they would double up. Minolan that you double up. Amar Papa Amar Kra, Asher Tikro Oisam, that right? Kori Bei Atem. Now Oisam, guys, is written in the Torah Chaser. It's missing the vav. So you can read it as atem. So you can read it that the people, I said, not the double. How do you know the people have to say something? Not double. How do you know the people have to say something? Asher tikra atem. You have to say mekudish. Now, Rav Nachman Yitzchak Amar, Eila hey moyadoi. Now he says, Eila moyadoi, hey yomru moyadei. He has a different source. The end of the pasuk says, Eila hey moyadoi. These are moyadoi. Haim, the people yomru moyadoi. Now, Mekudish traces him in Lamali. What do I have to say twice? Mikroi Kodesh, double Lashon. Mikroi Kodesh is Lashon plural. Okay, now, Rabbi Elazar Tzaddik said you only say Machlokes, right? Tanakhama says Mekudish. Day 30 and 31. Rabbi Tzaddik said no. Im loy nira bismanai im mekachon etzai because memela is mekadosh. We have two other shitas, guys. Tanya Fleimoy Oimer. Fleimoy would say, or Plimoy would Oimer bismanai in ein mekachon etzai shaloi bismanai mekachon etzai. 30 not. 31, yes. It's three machlokes in. Tanakhama, yes. Rabbi Elazar Tzaddik, yes, no. And Flimoy, no, yes. Good. Rabbi Elazar, remember Shimon Omer, Benkach ubenkach, ein mekachon etzai. No. Shneimar, v'kidashtem eshnas achamishim. It's only about the Yovel year. Shana mat mekadesh, the Shana yom mekadesh, v'yat mekadesh chadashim. No mitzvah kiddush achayidish according to Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Shimon. So you think it's fair thing. So now, guys, it's very, very important to know. I spoke this out. Someone sent me, Bobby Orbach sent me Rabbeinu B'chananel, and I'm Baruch Shekivanti. Remember I spoke out this shir that they fooled the Eidim to say early that, how can you do that? We spoke out. The Eidim, you want it to be Chasa. The Eidim come, they saw something. So we're going to tell them what? You saw the moon. If they didn't see the moon, they didn't see the moon. Ella, what did I speak out? The emes becheshbon, they knew. Hillel was an Amoira. The Tanaim Zicha knew it. It was Hillel and Amoira that made the calendar. They knew the calendar. Bobby Ulach sends me from Bein Chananel. The Ikka Cheshbon, the Ikka was Cheshbon, not be Mekadosh al Yidei Levana. The Ikka was with Cheshbon. And you know the Raya? All the years in the Midbar, they were covered by Nani HaKavod. They couldn't go ahead and be Mekadosh al Levana. All the years in the Midbar, guys, they how can they be Mekadosh Levana? They couldn't. So how they keep months, Mendy? How they keep Rosh Chodesh? So you see, the Iker is what? Becheshbon. It's a beautiful raya, guys. A beautiful raya, no? It's a beautiful raya. It's gewaldig. It's a beautiful raya. I'll send it to you. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
good one. Yeah.
It's a good line.
No. I'm
I
saying.
thought they went out and then we
So
don't
makes
get
sense,
treated and they.
Because when the Yebusha said HaChodesh HaZelochem, it was in Mitzrayim, no one on there.
Right. There's no internet
After
cover.
that,
Right. So all the years they're protected by the internet cover. Where would they go ahead? So it's a raya brewer, the becheshbin, a beautiful raya. So this fits in with the sheet over here. You see the sheet of Rabbi Elazar, Reb Shimon. What do you say? Are you talking? How's it possible? It's impossible. Again, because you didn't need the Levana. You didn't need the Levana to do it.
What's the shot behind the whole thing?
There's a mitzvah Mikadosh al Yidei Riyah. There's a mitzvah Mikadosh al Yidei Riyah. Yeah, it's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah. HaChodesh Zalachem is a mitzvah of Kiddush Levana. It's a mitzvah of Mikadosh al Yidei Riyah. But it's not that set. It's not that sets it. It's a mitzvah to be Mikadosh, but not that it sets it. If I don't know if this is true, but it could be. This is all an appeasement to the moon. All this is an appeasement to the moon. All this is because the Gemara says there's that Gemara. I'll tell you guys a very good Marmakan. Very good if you're interested in this. Very good Marmakan. That Gemara in Chulin and Daf Samech that discusses the sun and the moon getting smaller. The Rif of all places in the beginning of Sech Shavuos brings it down. The Rif never brings down an Agadata. He only speaks halacha. And he speaks out that Agadata. And he speaks out exactly how HaKadosh Baruch Hu tried to appease the moon. And one of the appeasements of the moon is the B'Kadosh Yisrael. So you see that it's part of it. And that would answer your question beautifully, right? It's a geschmack. I know it's because I think if you don't think about it, you say, oh, of course you need the moon, not the moon. No, you see clearly from the Gemara that no, they had a cheshbon. It's clear cheshbon. And that would explain a very difficult shita. So we have 4 shitas. We have yes, no, yes, no, and yes. We have Tanakam is yes. Then we have a yes, no. That's where Elazar Yitzchak. Flamo is what is a no, yes. And then we have Elazar Shimon is a no. Okay, no.
The Gemara Sanhedrin says that when you bench the Levana, it's like reading the Shechina. So you didn't need it in the middle because you had the Shechina above you, the Ananei Kavod.
It was hard to hear you.
The Gemara says in Sanhedrin that the Kiddush Levana was like reading the Shechina, right?
Well, I'm listening.
So in the middle, you didn't have to read the Shechina because you had
the screen on top of you. Very good. Says the Gemara. Vaita. Amr Yehuda, 2 lines where it gets wide. Amr Yehuda Mishmuel. Halacha K'Rav Elazar Reb Tzaddik. That only Bismanoi are you Makadesh, only Bismanoi, but after that, not only Bismanoi. Amr Abaya, Afan and Amitrin, says Abaya, I also learned like that Ru'u Bezdin, V'chol Yisrael, Ru'u Bezdin V'chol Yisrael, Nechkru Eidim, you go ahead and you check out the Eidim, you didn't get a chance to say Mekudesh until it was dark. At dark, you can't go. Once it gets dark, Bezdin doesn't convene at night. Harizem Ma'uber, automatically it's going to be an Ibr, it's going to be 31. Ma'uber in Mekudesh Loi. It's automatically, but you don't have to say what? You don't have to say Mekudesh Loi. It's a Raya too, Rabbi Elazar Tzaddik. Says, no, Ma'uber, it's Tuchin. You have no Raya. What's the Chiddush? Ma'uber, it's like, I mean, I would have thought, Hay over Ru'u Bezdin V'chol Yisrael. If Sama guys, if all of us saw it in the 30, right? And I would think that it's definitely you wouldn't have to go ahead. The Kiddush is that even though everyone saw it without the act of saying Kiddush, it's going to automatically go to the 30. First, we're going to be Ma'aba. That's the Kiddush. But not to say that you wouldn't have to say Mekudesh. Could be you do have to say Mekudesh, and therefore it's not a riot to Rabbi Tzaddik. Says the Mishnah, very famous Mishnah. The Mus and the Gemara goes tangentially off to discuss Mamash Avodah Zarah. The Mus Suras Levana Hoyel Reb Gamliel. He had pictures. Again, these Eidim, they don't have to know anything. They just have to know what they saw. There's no lumdis over here. They don't have to give hasra to be able to give the pasuk. If you do this, it's going to happen to you. They simply have to say what they saw. Now, some people are, you know what it's like? It's like when you go to a criminal, somebody does it, you go to a lineup and you try to pick up a guy or from a piece of paper, the criminal, they have pictures of criminals, right? Which is the guy. So the Musurus Lamana Hayulay Rebbe Gamliel, Bitavlo, he had it on a tablet, ubikoisel, and on his wall, baliyasa in his attic. Shebehen maris a head yates. He'd be mar the head yet, a regular Joe who wouldn't know how to express it or what he saw. He would go ahead and say, "Voimer hakazer isa kazer." Did you see like this or did you see like this? And therefore, based upon what they saw, he'd be able to ascertain whether what they saw was the Levana or not. Okay, the Gemara now goes off tangentially. How in the world was Rabbi Gamliel able to have a tmuna, a picture of the moon? Guys, how is he able to have the picture of the moon? After all, we know there's moon worshippers and sun worshippers, and it goes into the whole idea of avodah zara. The mamish tangential discussion, very interesting. Says the Gemara, Umi Shari, was it permitted to go ahead and have the mus? How could he have pictures of the Levana? For ksiv leisasan iti. What does it mean? You shouldn't. Pasuk says, do not do me. Leisasan kidmus shamshoi. Don't make any demus of those people on mishamish me. Don't make any demus of the people mishamish me. Avodah zara started, guys. If you want, also in the great Ma'amakim, the very fascinating, the Rambam in the beginning of Hilchos Avodah Zara goes through how Avodah Zara started. And the whole way it started was just like the king gives cover to his ministers by placing them high, so too you're giving cover to the king by giving cover to the ministers. So if HaKadosh Baruch Hu placed the sun and the moon, the sun particularly in a high spot, must be supposed to be mishamish them. So therefore, loisasan shamshoy, those are mishamish me. Amar Abaya says Abaya loyasru Torah el shamashim she'ef shalasus kamoisan. Can you make the moon? In other words, the things that you can't, that are us, are things that you physically can make. There's no one in the world who can make the moon. No one can make the moon. No. So therefore, it's mutter. Fred the Gemara, how can you have a picture of the moon? It says, I l'char l'sasaniti. L'sasaniti means shamshoy that you can make. Those that are mishamish that you can make. Something that you can't make, you can have a picture of. Kiditanya. L'yasa odam beis tavnis heichel. A person should make what? A house into the blueprint of the Heichel. Achsadra Tabnis Ulam, Mishnekis Achsadra's portico looking like the Ulam of the Beis HaMikdash. Chatza Keneged Azara Shalahen. Excuse me. Chatza Keneged Azara, you should make. Shulchan Keneged Shulchan. Should make your Shulchan like the Shulchan. Again, these are all Mishamshim of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And these you could make. Menorah Keneged Menorah, you shouldn't make. Avaloisa on the days. Avaloisa Shel Chamisha, V'Shel Shisha, V'Shel Shemaina. We make menorahs, guys, out of 5, candelabras of 6, of 8. Shel Sheva Layasa, you don't make 7. And I feel Shel Shai Mini Matachas. Not only can't you make 7 out of gold, but even other Mini Matachas, even other metals. But yes, we do Aimer, Av Shel Eitz Layasa. Not only metal, you can't even make a menorah out of a branch, a 7-branched menorah out of wood. Kiderach Shasu Malchei Beis Chashmenoyim. They were impoverished when they came back. Amuloi Mishamraya, right? There you don't have a raya of 8s. Why? They really were made of iron. And they covered them with tin. I guess it looked like tin, and so therefore it looked like wood, but it really wasn't wood. Shiru, when they got wealthier, asum shel kesef, they went ahead and made a shel kesef. Chazu Shiru, when they got more wealthier, asum shel zav. Okay. So we have a teretz. What was the kasha? How could Rabbi Gamliel have in his attic the tsura of the moon? It says leisasaniti, and for the Gemara, leisasaniti means the shamsho, and it means the mishamshim. That's only mishamshim that you can make, like the menorah, the shulchan, so on and so forth. Since you can make the moon, it's okay to have a picture of the moon. Now the Gemara will say that that's not exactly true. Says the Gemara, v'shamshoyim sheyef shalasis kamoisim mishari. And shamashim that it's possible to make, is it permitted to go ahead and make that and have a picture of them? But Tanya, leisasan iti, leisasan kidmus shamshoy hamishamshim lefanai b'maroim. Now, in other words, we added a few more words. Not only shamshoy, but the shamshoy that mishamish me where? Up high. And now it's more specific, right? Amar Abaya, leiasur Torah el demus arba panim b'hadei adadi. Now, in the Ma'aser Merkava in Cheskel, there's a bria. There's something that's there. It has the face of a shar and an eagle, and nesher and a kruv and all kinds of, right? So now, when it says don't make that makes it not speaking about the sun and the moon. It's speaking about that pirtzuf. Don't make that creature. Don't make the demus of the abba panim adadadi. The Fragment Elamiata Pirtz of Adam L'chudei Tishtri. It should be permitted to go ahead and make the face of a person alone. Allah Matanya Kol Pirtzufais Mutarim, to make a pirtz if it's permitted. Chutzmi Pirtz of Adam you can't make. So l'chayra, we have a kasha. You say the four things, but pirtz you should be able to make. It's only us to make the four things together. Amrafuna Rei Davidi me Pirkei Abaya, from the Perik of Abaya, Shemili Leisasin Iti Leisasin Oisi. Right? It should make me. You should make HaKadosh Baruch Hu. One of the Yud Gimel Ikrim is HaKadosh Baruch Hu has no guf, right? Okay, so look at it. Really, it's guys, I'll ask you a question. Right? We're created b'tselem Elokim. How did you learn Pshat that in your whole life?
Some things you can only see, you can understand. Otherwise, you have no idea. Understand.
But how do you understand? We're created b'tselem Elokim.
You never understand.
I don't understand. You're not answering the question. We're created b'tselem Elokim. Selem is what? Is means what? An image. So what? Nah, come on. That's a Baich Teretz. It's a Baich Teretz. So, okay, the Sifsei Chachamim on Chumash and Rabbeinu Chananel say the same thing. Says Rabbeinu Chananel, guys, you have to find it. Like Sasani T, I have it halfway down. Pirish, like Sasani T, you have that? Everyone? It's not, I tell you, it's not on the article slide, guaranteed. Leisasin iti rash pirish leisasin oisi ki going the mus adam shani marel neviim b'chizyoinam, the mus of a person that I show myself to neviim in their machazeh. One of the differences, guys, between the neviim u'nisa'olam and the Lavan Avimelech, right, Bilam, and Klal Yisrael, they only have audio. Bnei Yisrael have video. Chazoin. What's chazoin? Vayera Elav. When Hashem appears to man, he appears as a man. When Hashem appears to man, he chooses not to appear as an aardvark, not as an elephant. He appears as a man. That we say that Adam was created, but Selim Elikim means that Slem that Hashem chooses to appear to is Nevi'im. And now we have an image. It shows the chashivas of us by the fact that Hashem chooses that image. That's the pshat.
The Malachi Hasharis mistook Adam for the Abishur. Maybe that's how I understand that.
I'm not exactly sure. They thought he was those.
That appeared for Abraham.
Well, they were in human form.
They were in human form.
They came down as humans. Yeah, they came down as humans. Now, anyway, but that. So now, so it says, so Abaye answered the question, guys. The Lisason Osi, right? Lisason Osi, meaning the whole Isser is me, making a picture of a person like me, but a moon you could make. Fred the Gemara, including the moon permitted, but Tanya, Lisason Et, Lisason Kidmush Shamshoy Yamasham Fanai B'Maroim, Kegoin Ifanim, Usrafim, B'Chayes HaKodesh, Umalchei Hashares. And here it says, guys, openly, you can't make, no, it just says Maroim. Now that Maroim means, guys, the seventh Rakia. The Gemara in Tzadik Dal and Psachim and Yud Beis in Chagiga speaks about the seven Rakiyas. So these are the seven Rakiyas. The moon's in the second Rakia. So now, Amar Abaya lo yasru Torah el shamashim shebemador elyon. Only the ones in the seventh Rakia. But that's not the seventh Rakia. You could make a picture of the moon. Lower than that is permitted. Vatanya Asher Shemayim. That it's, so the pasuk Leisasan, right? Leisasan, it says Asher Shemayim Ma'al, right in the Seres Adibis. The Rabbi Schama Ulavana. Now you got a problem. It says it openly. You can't make the moon. Kechavim Mazalos Mimal Rabbis Malchei Hashares. The more Kitanya he loved them. That's not speaking about making images of them. That's speaking about serving them. That's speaking about serving them as Avodah Zarah. Fred Gemara Ila of them. It's speaking about serving them as Avodah Zarah. Afilu Shilshul Katan, even a small worm. Even Shilshul Katan, even a small worm. Nami you can make. So why do you spread? In other words, if you're speaking about serving, forget about making. Not making. We're speaking about serving. Once you tell me you're speaking about serving, that pasuk is describing Avodah Zarah, it's serving the service of Avodah Zarah. Why spread out the moon? Even a a little worm you can't serve. And Yochinami says, you're right. The Tanya, the pasuk continues, the Shebaretz, the rabbis Harim, Ugvois, Yomim, Unaharais, Afikim, Ugayos, Mitachas, the rabbis Shulshul Cotton. Now, Fred the Gemara. So right now we're holding good. Vasiyasa Gredasa Mishari to make the moon, Vatanya, like Sasan Iti, like Sasan Kidmusha Moshe Masham Shalafana, Kigoin Chamo Lavana, Kichavim. I want to get to the point, right? You see the way the Gemara progresses. So now we have now we're stuck, guys. Doesn't say to serve. It says do not make an image of the moon. Azoi state. How in the world could Reb Gamliel have in his attic an image of the moon when it says like sasan iti that you shouldn't make the demush and meshash lefane like the chama? Okay, now after the Gemara shani Reb Gamliel. The acher masaloi, other people made it for him. He didn't make it. Acher masaloi, other people made it for him. Goyim made it for him. Fredimar Rav Yehuda, the acher masaloi, Ramay Shmuel Rav Yehuda, the Amoyer of Rav Yehuda, who learned by Rav, and after Rav's Petir went to Shmuel, and he said, Shinana, the sharp one, Samei Einai Didain, go poke out the eye of that image. You know, people have ever see dolls? They cut off the nose, right? This is the you'd have a whole image. It says, Hasam Chaismai Bailadhu. Over there, the Chaismai, the reason why it was because it was a 3D. It wasn't flat, it was 3D. Umishum Chashada. And because of Chashad, of serving it. The Chashad, if it's 3D, right, you shouldn't say this is Avodah Zarah. Kidnan, Tabas Chaismai Bailat, a signet ring that the signet protrudes, asa laniach, it's asa to wear, umutalachtim, but it's permitted to go ahead and use as a signature, because if it's boilet, when you put it in a wax, it's going to go ahead and make an impression. It's not going to create a 3D. It's going to create it right pressing down. However, choismai shoikeya, if in the signet ring the choisim is it's embedded in the ring, mutalanicha, because it's not protruding, because if you put it in hot wax, it's going to create what? An image, right? So you see that you're chayish for, therefore Rabbi Yehuda, therefore they told Rabbi Yehuda, do not have an image. So how could you go ahead? So we have a teretz. When is it also? If Acher make it for you, that's only if it's what? If it's 3D. If it's not 3D and Rabbi Gamliel's wasn't 3D, it's okay. Fred, the Gemara, Michashin l'chashada, are you chayish for chashad? Are you chayish for what? For avodah zarah? He beiknishta the shaf. There's a beiknishta the shaf for Yosef. It's called the beiknishta of shaf for Yosef. We're going to see a Rashi in a second. B'nadai. The Havim Tarda. There was an image. Ravi Ali, Rav Shmuel, Vavu, the Shmuel, Rav would go in there, Shmuel would go in there, his father Shmuel, Valevi would go in there, Matzli, Hassam, V'lei Chayish, L'chashada, we daven in one Chayish. And after Gemara, Rabbim shiny. When you have what? You have a Rabbim is different. Fred Rav Gamliel Yachid, who Rav Gamliel is a Yachid, says, when Kivin and Nasihu, Shkichi Rabbim got big. A lot of people count them. And he by Sema, the Prokim Havi, it was pieces. It was made of pieces. This moon was made of pieces. Since it was made of pieces, you could take it apart. There's no chashad of avodah zarah. He learned for the purpose of what? Of teaching. You shouldn't go ahead and learn how to serve the avodah zarah. Besdin had to know how to service of avodah zarah. So Rabbi Gamliel had to know. So therefore, you're not worried. Now let's look at this Rashi. The Shafi Yosef ben Adai. Look at Rashi. Rashi says it's called Shafi Yosef. That Makam who simply was a place. The Yesh Paisrin, there are those who want to go ahead and they interpret Shecharav v'chazer v'nivna v'tamid ha'isa shchina mitzuya sham v'yechana v'galusai v'nuhu. They built the Yechana and his galus. They built it. Shenasnu imayim me'avnei Yerushalayim. They brought stones from Yerushalayim, and right, they brought these stones from Yerushalayim, fellas, and they rebuilt the shul, the shaf, the Yosef, the shaf. They and the Yosef. So this was Yechanya, who went 12 years before, went to Galus. And so therefore this was basically, the Shechina was there because of the Shalayim stones. The bottom line is, you have a few Teratz on how Rabbi Gamliel was permitted to have that. Either you had the din of a rabbin, or since it was broken up to pieces, you're not worried, what it was for the purpose of learning. Purpose of learning would be okay for teaching others.
We're macro on this.
What?
Are we macro on this?
Or what?
I know we don't make the sun.
Thank you.
When